What is going on, everyone? Welcome to, I would say, another Let's Talk. I never say Let's Talk FPL, but another Let's Talk FPL stream, aka the Mo Salah stream. I'm going to try and not spend the next hour just talking about Salah, but I know that people who are here now are going to talk about Salah, and I know people are going to join late, and they're going to ask about Salah as well. And let's be honest, it really is kind of the biggest news at the moment in the FPL community, because I mean there's no news. I mean, the breaking news is footballer played football during midweek, but we did, a lot of us, myself included, did think he would probably be rested for the Champions League. So he's played. He's not only, I was like 100% going to be rested for the Champions League. I see the team sheet gets leaked. Well, he could still be benched. Then the team gets released. Well, he's only going to play one half. Well, he's only going to play 60 minutes. Well, surely he'll be off at 70, 80. Boom. He just plays the whole game. That's what Salah does. Gets the record. And now we just don't know what to do. There's some panic. And I wouldn't lie if I said there's not a slight doubt in my mind about him playing. And I guess maybe I'm in a fortunate position where I already own him, so I don't have to stress. But yeah, it's been a nightmare. How's my day been? Thanks for asking. I think so. Was it you that asked last time? It's been alright today. I did a bit of snoozing on the couch this afternoon. Not good. Not going to sleep properly tonight now. Maybe I should just stream all night, right up until the early hours. I see the internet was when I started the stream and I had it running. The internet was perfect the whole time. It was in the green, and now it's gone right down. So hopefully it's not too bad tonight. Apologies if there's a bit of lag, but same old with this awful thing. Unless you know for sure what can be discussed. Oh, come on. We are the FPL community. We could get a whole podcast out of Mo Salah. I reckon people could get a whole hour on their podcasts out of Mo Salah, just based on the fact that he played in the Champions League, because there'll be lots of people that wanted to bring him in now, not sure. Lots of people taking a hit. People have him. Do they want to captain him? All that stuff. It's all that, you know. How much money did you raise for charity? So you legends donated about 1,600 quid, 1,600 euro. I think it was slightly more than that. How can I watch Premier League press conferences? You can't necessarily watch all of them. Some of them are on YouTube, like Everton put theirs on there. I think Chelsea do, Liverpool, but not all of them. Salah plays every game. Not quite true, but he does play a lot. Yeah. I guess I'll show you my team. All right, before we get into it. Okay, first of all, for anyone that's thinking about removing Salah, absolutely not, in my opinion. If you already own him, perfect, you got him. This is my team as it stands. I'm a little bit worried, actually. I mean, I'm always the only one that cares about this, but Reguilon is starting tonight in the Europa League. Not necessarily a bad thing, because Davis is as well. Sorry, yeah, Europa League. I got this feeling before they played Burnley, both Davies and Reguilon started. And then Reguilon was benched. It was a tough physical game, lots of height in Burnley. So Reguilon didn't play. Is that about to happen again? Is Davies about to play in the Premier League instead of Reguilon against Crystal Palace, which would be an absolute nightmare? But I get Lamptey, I suppose. It's not the worst thing. Okay, more important things than Salah. Abdul asks, has the water been sorted yet? So it did get sorted, and then it's burst again two days ago, I think. So yesterday, the water's back, so you can have a shower and stuff now. But the water is so cloudy. Like, this is some Volvic from the shop straight out the bottle. Little bit of lag, I can tell you it lags quite a lot. Yeah, look, it happens. Nothing. I don't want to go through it again. Nothing I can do. If it's really annoying, I would log out, really. There's nothing else I can do. Hopefully you can hear it, so hopefully it's still decent enough to listen to. Hopefully what I'm saying is useful. Probably not most of the time, but hopefully it can be. Morpay's still not there. Watkins over DCL, you fool. Is Watkins against Wolves that much better than Calvert-Lewin versus Chelsea? I'm not so sure. I'm still undecided. I think it's quite close, to be honest. Play Martinez or Meslier? Probably Meslier at home, I think. Upcoming double rounds. Yeah, Game Week 19, but all we know so far is West Ham and West Brom. And that is it. So it's not really that exciting. I guess West Ham, decent. You know, Antonio Antonio, Bowen maybe, etc. But West Brom, I don't think many people are going there. So we'll see. We'll see. There's going to be more teams going to be put in probably to Game Week 19, so we're going to have to just wait and see what happens, I guess. Wilson and Salah for Bruno and Vardy. Bruno. I return Bruno next week for Basuma. Okay, let's talk about Salah, right? So I've got him. And I'm definitely keeping, and I'm going to captain as well. I think in terms of captain, it's maybe slightly easier for me this week in that I don't think there's too many other standout captains this week. Like if, I don't know, De Bruyne had, I'm trying to think like a mid-table team, I don't know, like a Southampton at home or something like that, then maybe I would go to him instead. But he's playing Man United, and it's not to say that De Bruyne cannot score against Man United, because he absolutely can. But I don't think it's such a good game that I would move my captain. Son against Palace is probably the only one that I would move to. Like some people will have Vardy against Brighton, Werner against Everton, Kane against Palace as well. They could be viable alternatives. But right now, I'm not really thinking about putting it on to Son. I'm just going to go on Salah. And look, we could sit here for an hour and talk about whether or not he's going to start. The honest answer is I don't know. The fact that he played 90 is a bit irritating. But also, Jota also played 90. But Jota was rested pretty much for the Wolves game. He only played like 20 or 30 minutes, right? So, I don't know. Maybe they roll out the 4-2-3-1. They all start. And then it's 4-3-3 versus Spurs. I think the chances of Salah now probably getting like 60 to 70 minutes is maybe a little bit higher. So we've probably got to factor that in. But I still think he's a good option. Would I bring him in if I didn't have him? It does make it much tougher, and I think it depends who you have to remove to get him. Like if it's a player that you maybe want straight back, I consider potentially not making the move. And for a hit, it's really tough. Like earlier on, I was really up for like if anyone wants to take a hit to do it, I would still say go for it. I do think it's tough now. I really do. And obviously it's tricky. I don't know whether he's going to start or not, and I can't sit here and pretend otherwise. So I don't know. Maybe he just needs to get his minutes up, right? He had the COVID break. He couldn't train properly. Perhaps he just needs to keep getting his minutes up and up and up, and maybe that's the thing. But no one knows for sure. Ross Gillies eventually dropping Vardy to Ings. Silly. I don't know if it's silly. I mean, it depends when you do it. Obviously, Dan Ings is back now. But he's just back from injury. Now, I don't want to really go down the whole line of he's an injury-prone player because he showed us last year he was actually extremely not injury-prone. So I think he could be good, but there are a lot of matches coming up, and I wonder if his minutes might manage a little bit. But eventually, yeah, I mean, Ings always scores, doesn't he? So I don't think he's a bad option at all. But obviously, Vardy to him, not right now, and so I'd reassess when you do want to play him. When you do want to get rid of Vardy. Salah will play against Spurs. He definitely cannot play 4 in 14 days. I mean, he might be able to if he only plays 60 minutes here or there. I mean, everyone thinks it's going to be the Fulham game that he's rested for, and maybe it will be. But the Palace game is another one that he could be rested for. I don't know. He's got 3 days. It's like it's Wednesday to Sunday to Wednesday. It's not that bad. And then it's Saturday, early kickoff. If Crystal Palace wasn't the early kickoff, it might make things a bit easier. And then they get a full week off until the West Brom game. I don't know. At some point, he's going to play at least 60 minutes rather than 90, I'm sure. And it will be tough. And maybe it's this week. Maybe he plays 60 minutes, or maybe he doesn't start at all. I'm still going to captain him, I think. He can play this game for 90 minutes. It's just whether or not he needs to. Like they could just get the job done and then go, right? So we'll see. I'll get some of those super chats in a minute. I know there's a lot there right now. I really appreciate your work. Generally made this year better. A few people have said that the videos have helped them through lockdown. I'm sure only a little bit, but if that's true, then that is great because let's be honest, it has been a rubbish year for everyone. And I'm kind of fortunate I was able to keep this up. Not for the whole season, not for the whole year, but when football came back, it was a big relief for me. It kind of it really helped out. So yeah, hopefully next year is better. I mean, can next year be any worse? I hope not. Okay, let me check out some of these super chats. So which ones have I not done? Nihao, Vardy, Souček, Calvert-Lewin to Bamford, Salah, Watkins for -4. I can do Jota, Vardy to Salah, Bamford 2. Really confused. Bruno, Grealish. Okay. Vardy, Souček, Calvert-Lewin to Bamford, Salah, Watkins. Hang on. Okay, so in one you're sacrificing Calvert-Lewin, and the other one... Well, the other one's for free though, but you have to sacrifice Jota. Yeah, I quite like Salah and Jota this week, but you're still taking out Vardy either way. I'm trying to... I feel like I'm missing something here. Vardy and Calvert-Lewin to Bamford, Salah. Oh, you get Watkins as well. Plus Souček out. And the other one you get rid of... So you keep Jota, and the other one you... I mean, structure-wise, I feel like keeping Souček's probably the better option, because you've got that cheap player in there, and it leaves you more money for your first 11. But keeping Jota for this week could be nice. I think a lot of that decision will depend on whether you want to keep Jota long term. If you do, go for the first one. If you don't go for the first one. If you do, I guess go for the second one. Nikhil, thank you very much. Feel like you're my most influential FPL YouTuber. Oh my god, you must not be having a good time if that's true. But thanks very much. You're currently at 476k. Nice. Get a few more green arrows over Christmas, and then bring it on home next year. That's the way it's done. Thank you very much, Jack. Chilwell, Son, Vardy out. Robertson, Salah, Bamford in -4. I don't think you need to take Chilwell out for a hit. You could do Son and Vardy to Salah and Bamford. Right? I wouldn't take Chilwell out for a hit. I think Robertson's a good option, but I would maybe do that. Maybe do that move next week if you still want to do it. I don't think it's worth a hit this week. Don't get me wrong, Robertson does have a better fixture, but for a hit, I'm not feeling it, to be honest. Jose, thank you very much. Start Walker Peters or Dallas. So Dallas is against West Ham, and Southampton have got... I'd start Carl Walker Peters, I think. Sheffield United. Yeah, probably Carl Walker Peters. George wants to bring Salah back. I want to bring Salah back for Mane. Do I do it now or next week? See, if I had Mane, I'd probably just keep him and captain him now. You're pretty sure he will start. So it doesn't feel now like the right week to change. So I would consider keeping Mane personally. Maybe do the move next week or the week after, whatever it might be. Summary, thanks very much. Ziyech and Calvert-Lewin out for Mane, captain, and Brewster. As long as you don't have to play Brewster every single week, then I quite like it. As long as you're happy enough to get rid of Calvert-Lewin. Obviously, Ziyech doesn't really matter at this point. But yeah, as long as that's not to play Brewster every week. Because if it is, I don't think you'll like that for very long. Hub for FIFA, Vardy and Ziyech to Mane and Bamford, and hope Mane can match Salah for the next few, or just risk it and get Salah. You are going to want Salah for the next few weeks. So if you're going to make that move, I would possibly just get Salah. I think you need to have a look at your own team and decide how many more transfers you've already got planned. Because if you don't have many, you could just do Mane in, keep him for a couple of weeks, and then switch to Salah. But I think Salah's going to be captainable quite a lot of times over the next kind of 5-6 weeks. So, yeah. I don't think it's quite a clear-cut yes or no answer. But if you've not got too many other transfers, mate, that you're looking at right now, you could just get Mane for safety, but Salah's the one you're going to want long-term. Ollie, Jota, thanks very much. Jota and Calvert-Lewin for Kane and Souček, or Son and Watkins. Would you not just keep Jota and Calvert-Lewin? I don't know if now is the time to be bringing in Spurs players. Maybe taking them out or keeping them. Don't know about bringing them in. I mean, if you have to go for one, again, it depends. If you have to play them every week, then I definitely prefer Son and Watkins. If you don't, then Kane and Souček on the bench would be better for me. Tom, which the bench? Watkins, Giroud, Jota, not Jota, probably not Rafinha either. Giroud has got. I'd probably bench Watkins out of those, to be honest. I think he's got probably the toughest fixture. Obviously, we're not 100% sure whether Giroud is nailed or not. That's the only worry, I guess, but probably Watkins. Nihao, Bruno out for Salah. I can't keep up with these. Bruno out for Salah and get Bruno back game week 13 for Vardy. That's going to be two. That's going to be one transfer to get Salah in, and two transfers to get Vardy money back into Bruno. You could just get rid of Vardy. Again, you can do it's extra transfers to use. If you think it's going to reward enough points to spend the extra transfers, then go for it. I mean, I don't think taking Bruno out for Salah is that bad, although obviously the Champions League stuff has muddied the water there a little bit. Khan, thanks very much. Next game week, mid, Bruno, De Bruyne, Salah, Grealish, Rashford. Game week 16, Rashford to Son. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, that's game week 16 is ages away. I won't be worrying about it just now. If you've got Rashford, just play him the next couple of weeks and then reassess on Son. But yeah, game week 16, Son's obviously got Fulham, so you could look at it. You've started FPL today and I need to make a team. I have 100 million. Who do I need or recommend? Oh my god, a whole team. Salah, De Bruyne, Bruno. Start from there and then figure it out from there. Jota out after this week. I am strongly considering that. Basically, my decision next week for Game Week 13 is going to be, do I get Fernandes? I think the answer is yes. And then how do I get Fernandes? Do I have Fernandes and Son, or do I have Fernandes instead of Son? And I might go through my transfer thoughts in a bit. Don't know if it's boring to hear about it again. But I can do Jota and Son to Fernandes and Burke, and that gives me 1.8 million to spend on the rest. It means keeping Calvert-Lewin for a bit longer, but I don't think I need to force Calvert-Lewin out. I kind of said this on the preview. Like, if you can fund a good move with him, fine. But if you just have to keep him, it's not the end of the world. So I could just do Jota and Son to Burke and Fernandes and have 1.8 million to spend, or I can still go through with Jota, Calvert-Lewin, and Reguilon to James, Fernandes, and Brucer. So it's another one. So we'll see. But Jota probably going next week. It's a bit of a frustrating one because if he plays against Fulham and then gets benched against Spurs, there's a chance that he plays 2 of these 3, and so he's still potentially a really good option. Like, he is going to get minutes over these games. But I just feel getting Fernandes in is probably the better option at the end of the day. Lewis, thanks for your vids. Helped my mental health so much. Cheers. Glad to hear it. Glad to glad that you're enjoying it. Glad it's helping in some way, even if it's just me rabbiting on for a few minutes every day. If your rank at the end of the season is lower than the amount of subscribers the channel has, you should do a forfeit. What? So if I've got 125k subs and I finished 125k or higher, as in like 126, 127, I have to do a forfeit. We'll see about that. It depends what the forfeit is. Owen Wilson, how do you feel about Bowen? West Ham fixtures look okay and his stats look good. Basically need a mid for 7.7 million, not Grealish. And yeah, great content. Thank you very much. I think in that kind of price bracket, I'll be looking at Bowen or maybe Rafinha. The thing with Rafinha is it's a very small sample size we've got to go on, but I think he's looked quite good. And I think Leeds, for the next 5 fixtures, only that Man United game is tough. And he is going to be involved in most of their attacks, so I do like him. But the good thing about Bowen is West Ham do have pretty good fixtures. The fact that Antonio out is a little bit frustrating. He's out again, by the way, for this week, it looks like. But the fixtures are quite good. Crystal Palace here, Brighton. So I know what you're saying. They're not amazing, but they are quite good, I think. Like Everton have been conceding lots. West Brom, Burnley. And they're going to have a double game week here as well. Burnley and West Brom. Like these 2 fixtures are basically going to be in game week 19. So he's going to blank in game week 18, but whatever. See, I quite like Bowen. I think Bowen's a good option. Him or Rafinha are probably the 2 I would go for if you're not going for someone like Jota in the same price bracket. Basically. Neil, thanks very much. Replacements for Ziyech. Is Pulisic a shout? Pulisic's got a niggle. Believe it or not, like, this guy cannot get a break. Let me just see the exact quote because I don't want to get it wrong. Let me see. Can I find it? Pulisic. Lampard on Pulisic. So this is from Fantasy Football Scout. They've obviously watched the press conference. A work in progress. I mean, that's not what you want to hear for someone you want to bring in. I don't want to call this an injury that he had in midweek. If the game had been a different type of game, it may have been one where I would have used him. I just have to find the right way to get the best out of him. For me, Pulisic is annoying because he's so good, right? He can be so good. But I just think he's probably not worth the risk right now of bringing in because there's going to be so many games. He ain't going to play them all. And don't get me wrong, a lot of players will not play every single game, but Pulisic is surely going to be managed. So I don't think I would go there. I think it's a little bit risky. If he does play, he'll be great, right? So I'm not trying to put you off, but I just think it might be the wrong time of the season to maybe look to bring him in. That's all I would say. If you want to go for it, still do it. But and obviously Everton's a good fixture because they're just so bad at the moment defensively. Otherwise, who are you taking out? Ziyech, he's 8.2. Let me just have a quick look. Prices. Midfielders, I guess. So Bowen, I think Bowen, Jota, and Rafinha. Grealish, if you don't have him, I think he should be like the priority probably still. So that's who I'd be looking at. If not, someone like Bowen, Jota, or Rafinha maybe. Gaurav, how is it going? Thanks very much. Bench 1, Calvert-Lewin, Grealish, or Jota. It's got to be Calvert-Lewin, I think, in that scenario. I don't necessarily like it, but I think it's got to be. Salah, Bruno, De Bruyne, Wilson, Bamford, headache. Yeah, it's got to be. You got to bench. I don't think you can bench Grealish, and Jota's playing Fulham, so the upside is there. I know if he doesn't play, he's going to come on. That's annoying, but I think it would have to be Calvert-Lewin. Adrian, thanks very much. Jesus to Ings or hold for 2 free transfers. I mean, Jesus is playing Man United, so chance of him getting a big haul quite small, I would say. But after this week, it's West Brom, and if Aguero is like not fit or gets another reoccurrence of some kind of injury, or he has to keep working and training, etc., then Jesus has a really nice run of fixtures, so I'd be tempted to hold for the 2 free transfers, to be honest. It is a good fixture for Ings this week, don't get me wrong, but Jesus against West Brom could be really big. Adrian, thanks very much. Keep Cancelo, if not, who in? Cancelo didn't play in the Champions League, did he? I think Walker played, right? I could be wrong. Let me have a quick look. So I'd be tempted to just keep him and play him this week. I know it's Man United, but it could be a tight game. I cannot remember if he was in the team. I don't think it was. I think it was. Was it not Walker and Zinchenko? It was Walker and Ake. Sorry. So Zinchenko and Mendy and Cancelo didn't play. So yeah, in the Premier League, it could be Cancelo and Mendy. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing, of course, but I would maybe think about just keeping Cancelo, to be honest. Corey, how's it going? Should I do Morpay, Trossard, Torres, Ziyech out? Wow, for a -8. Welbeck, Gross, Grealish, Son, Mane, Salah. Don't know if Salah will play. Yeah, me and you both. I can see why you're taking a -4 because Ziyech, Torres, Trossard, Morpay aren't great options. And to be fair, as -8s go, that does sound like quite a good one. I'm just not sure if Welbeck and Gross is the way forward. If it lets you get Salah and Mane, fair enough. Why not maybe Welbeck, Rafinha, Grealish, and then Son, Mane, Salah? I quite like that. I actually don't think... I'm not really big on -8s, but the players you're taking out are either injured or just not even guaranteed to play or just rubbish. So I really don't think that's the worst -8, to be honest. I don't usually say that. Summer, how's it going? With which of either a Liverpool defender or a Chelsea defender would you back post Spurs versus Liverpool Game Week 14? Or a Tottenham defender, but the ceiling with Tottenham defence doesn't seem so high. So really quickly on the Spurs defence, I think Reguilon can be attacking. He's not. I don't think he's ever going to be this season as attacking as like a Reece James or a Chilwell or a Robertson or Trent, right? But also, people are only just starting to notice him, and he's just played 3 really tough games in City, Chelsea, Arsenal. So I wouldn't necessarily say he's got 2 assists already. Just hasn't kept the assist and the clean sheet in the same week yet. I think it's 2 assists already. Might be 3. So the attacking threat is there. Yeah, 2 assists so far this season. I mean, he's only played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, 2 assists. And in that time, he's already played Man United, Man City, Chelsea and Arsenal. So I wouldn't write him off just yet. But Liverpool, if I could pick a Liverpool or a Chelsea defender right now and the money didn't matter, I'd have Liverpool. But the money does matter, so it does depend what you do with it. And Reece James for nearly 2 million less could be close to Trent or Robertson. But over the next kind of 4 or 5 fixtures after that Spurs game, it's very good for Liverpool. So they would be the ones I'd want to bring in if I could, basically. But yeah, don't write off Reguilon. But again, I don't think it's necessarily the right time to be bringing him in. But obviously after the Liverpool game, he could be decent. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him yet. Mayank, how's it going? I play 3-4-3. Should you do Kane, Podence, Ings and Grealish? Really want Grealish in my team. Thinking about saving my free transfer and doing it next week. Yeah, I wouldn't. If I had Kane this week, I wouldn't get rid of him. Unless it was to maybe fund a Salah Mane move, I would just keep him. I think he could be good for Palace. So I wouldn't do that, to be honest. Just get him next week. Grealish's run of fixtures is much better after Wolves. It's not that I don't think he'll do anything against Wolves, but if I had Kane, I'd want to keep him against Palace for sure. Marius, how's it going? Salah and Bamford -4 now, then Bruno and Brewster for a -4 next week. So basically a -8 to get Salah and then Bruno. I don't like the sound of that. Sounds like a lot of transfer. Like, if you don't want Salah and Bamford long term, I just wouldn't do it, to be honest. Although, considering you're going Bruno and Brewster, that must be for different players. So, Salah and Bamford, if you think Salah plays, I think is fine for a -4. And then next week, Bruno in, potentially. You must be taking someone different out. I wouldn't be against it for -4, but it depends who you're taking out. Kartik, how's it going? McCarthy, Vestergaard, Justin Zuma. Thoughts on the team, best captaincy choice? Well, Salah for me, captaincy, easy. Team looks pretty standard and pretty damn good. Yeah, I'll be well happy with that. Don't see any major issues, to be honest. Jota, Grealish, Fernandes, Salah. As long as the two Liverpool boys are good, play, then they could be brilliant. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait till Sunday when I'll be frantically refreshing the page. What I'd really like to do on Sunday is I'm going to be streaming after the games are finished because the whole game week is finished then, which is great. And then the next deadline is only 2 days away. I'd love to just do it where I haven't seen the Liverpool team or squad and just react to whether Salah's played. But the only that's really good for the first couple of minutes where I'm either really happy or really annoyed. But the problem is then I haven't seen the results all day and then I've got to suddenly catch up with the results. People are asking me about players I've not seen play or even seen what's happened. And it's a bit of a nightmare, so I can't do that, unfortunately. But I will be refreshing the team sheet. And yeah, that's probably not good. I mean, I think maybe if you've got Kane, maybe you just captain him. Maybe you do. Who to vice captain? De Bruyne, Grealish or Bruno? Got Salah captain. Good question. I'd maybe even just go De Bruyne or Grealish. I think I'm always people always think I'm negative towards Bruno, but I just think if Bruno or De Bruyne, I'd probably De Bruyne. Will I watch Black Box later? Yeah, I don't usually watch it live, to be honest, but I usually catch up on certain bits later on. Won't be tonight though, that's for sure. Black Box streaming at the same time. You need to have a strong word about it. Look, who cares if people stream at the same time, right? It's YouTube. People are more than happy. I'm more than happy for people to stream at the same time as me. Why not? Like Mark and Az are legends. And if this time works better, all for it. Shall I bring in Trent for the Fulham game or only after the Spurs game? No, I think if you want to bring in the Liverpool event, I don't think there's any harm bringing him in this week. Like that Spurs-Liverpool game could be tight. Could get a clean sheet, attack and return. I wouldn't let it put you off bringing in Trent against Fulham. Like if that's the move you want to make, job done. Job done. Masuaku replacement says FPL Tips. Go and follow him if you're not already on YouTube. You can just search FPL Tips and find him with a Z. Yeah, so if anyone hasn't seen it, Masuaku is out, and I think Moyes had a press conference or something, and he didn't mention it. But Masuaku then tweeted or went on Instagram with a picture of him in hospital, and he's had surgery on his knee, I think. So he's out. So if you've got Masuaku, he's out. Now the question for their team is: do they move to a back four now? Does Cresswell go left back? Do they bring in another centre back and let Cresswell play left wing back? We don't know. They could play back four, back five. But yeah, Masuaku replacements for a 4.5, is he? Sufal seems like a good option. Hang on, let me remind myself of players in that price bracket. I guess it depends how much money you've got. If you wanted to go for a Spurs defender, you got Dyer. Lamptey, I still got a bit of a soft spot for Lamptey, but he is 4.8. Yeah, I think probably West Ham defender Sufal. Maybe just still go for a Leeds defender. Leeds got pretty good fixtures for the next 5, so that could be an option. But yeah, he's out in case anyone missed it. I only saw him the other day. I only saw it not long before I came on. Ian, how's it going? Checking in live. Ian's just checking in to make sure I convert this to a podcast for Patreon later. I'll definitely forget, by the way. I'm so bad. I need to get more organised. I always thought I was quite an organised person. Like when I worked at EA, I was pretty organised. And yeah, I think now I work from home, not so organised. Yeah, Lewis, 4.3, Newcastle, not a bad shout. Not a bad shout at all. 4.3. Good fixture this week for sure, as long as they play. Don't know if we're going to get... That's my only worry about this week is will we get enough info about who's going to play in that Newcastle match? Who had it? Who's recovered? Etc. etc. Is Ayling a good option if he's going to be playing centre-back? I mean, he's not as good an option as if he was playing right-back, that's for sure. So, I don't know if that should really massively affect your decision to bring him in, but I would still play him. I'd still play him. Son out for Bruno and Calvert-Lewin for a cheap striker in next week. Son out for Bruno. Yeah, I think for any questions about future weeks, like if you don't need to make any decisions this week, just wait. Like your whole thought process could be different. I mean, it sounds okay getting rid of Son before Liverpool. I really don't. I keep saying this on videos. I don't know what to make of Son. The guy, when he plays, he just gets points, and he's done this ever since he came into the league. Right, when he first came in, he wasn't nailed on. Right, so under Pochettino stuff, at first he wasn't. Obviously, eventually he was like a mainstay in the team, like basically nearly as nailed as Kane. But he wasn't nailed on when he first came in. But anytime he played, like if there was an injury where you knew he was going to get a run of games, he was a bargain. And at his price, he is underpriced for what he will do this season if he stays fit and if he plays all the games. Because a lot of the time, his season totals aren't that high because he either gets injured, he's not nailed, or he goes away for... like he's been away for like military duty and stuff before to play in different competitions for his national team, and so I know he's going to continue to get points. But like he's only had 4 shots in the box in the last 6. That's so low. And I know Spurs counter attack. He scores from outside the box. He's a great finisher. He's clinical. I get it. But he can't keep that up. 4 shots in the box, 3 goals. Ain't going to keep happening. But at the same time, maybe Palace is a good game. He'll be able to get forward more. Liverpool counter-attack, I'm sure. And then the next couple after that, Leicester and Wolves, or Wolves-Leicester, I can't remember which way around it is. Maybe we'll just have more opportunities in those games. And then it gets really easy from game week 16. So I still don't know whether to sacrifice him from Bruno, but my head tells me that Bruno is the better option for the next, up until game week 16. And then I have to reassess again. I'm just not sure, lads. I'm just not sure. So to answer that question about going Son to whoever it was, wait till next week. But have a think about it now because it's only literally the game is going to finish on Sunday and then the deadline is Tuesday at 4:30 in the afternoon, I think. So don't miss that. Yes, 4:30 UK time on Tuesday. So the last game finishes at 9:15 on Sunday, 9:15 in the evening, and then it's 4:30 deadline on the Tuesday. So it's absolutely ridiculous. Let's have a look. Mitchell, Robertson, or Basuma to which midfielder? 8.5 left. Mitchell to Robertson or Basuma to which midfielder? I mean, it's hard to say without seeing the rest of the team, but Mitchell to Robertson is a pretty damn good upgrade if you've got a really good attack. I'd love to have Robertson in right now. Jose, Calvert-Lewin out for Wilson, Kilman out for Lewis. I mean, if you don't have to play Kilman, I wouldn't worry about swapping him for Lewis, to be honest. I mean, he's got a good fixture this week, but look, Calvert-Lewin out for Wilson is one of those moves that could pay off big because Wilson's going to play West Brom and Fulham in the next 3, but we don't know the situation at Newcastle yet. I don't know how much info we're going to have. Is anyone still self-isolating? Was anyone affected badly by COVID? Because just because players like Salah didn't have any symptoms, right? We've heard that Havertz was affected quite badly by it. Is that going to be the same for Newcastle? If so, who? And is that going to affect the whole team? They've not been training properly. Training ground only opened yesterday, which is Wednesday, and they've got to play on the weekend. It's West Brom, right? So Newcastle can definitely get a result. Unless we get some good info out of Bruce tomorrow, I'm not sure I'd be like Calvert-Lewin to Wilson. It could pay off big. I don't think you'd be heavily punished for it because I don't expect too many points from Calvert-Lewin this week. But there's just so many unknowns about that Newcastle team and Newcastle game this week. It would probably put me off making too many big moves towards it, to be honest. Yeah, Kilman's not starting, but what I mean is whether you have to start him in your team. Like if you've got 3 other defenders you can play, just let Kilman rot for another week or 2, I'd say. I don't think it's massively important to go for it. I saw a question then I wanted to answer. Wesley, is my midfield strong enough? De Bruyne, Salah, Bruno, Zaha and Bowen. Look, if you've got De Bruyne, Salah, Bruno, you're probably sorted. Zaha and Bowen are probably okay. Opinions on Kyle Walker. I'd be a little bit worried that he started in the Champions League, but Cancelo started the last Champions League game, then played in the Premier League, and I don't know. I don't know with Man City. If you've got other defenders you could play or have on the bench, if Walker doesn't play, I'd maybe just play him against United. Long term, though, you're going to now have this issue with Man City fullbacks over Christmas. They're going to rotate. They're going to rotate. Play Sufal or Ayling? I play Ayling at the home guy for sure. I don't think, without Antonio, I think Leeds might be alright. Robertson and Trent for free hit this week. Oh my god, free hit this week. If you are already free hitting, I would maybe go Mane, Salah, one defender. But if you want to go, if you've got a bunch of attackers you're happy with already, then yeah, no reason not to go Trent and Robertson on a free hit. You definitely want triple Liverpool. You just got to try and work out who's going to start. I mean, will Trent definitely start? Maybe not. I mean, he definitely played to get his minutes up, though. Definitely. I can only imagine that Fabinho needed the same, and maybe Salah did. That's why he played. Like, I think if I had to bet my money either way, whether Salah starts or not, I'd probably put it on him starting, just to bring it back to Salah. But how much of my own money would I put on it? I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Have we got any non-Salah questions? Even though no one even asked about Salah, then I brought it back to Salah. Oh, Salah, Salah. Is Newcastle match still on? It sounds like it's going to be on, yeah. Ziyech and Jota for Salah and Neto. Neto might be okay-ish. Shame you can't. It's a shame you can't just do Ziyech and Salah. That would be amazing. Adrian, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Those little stickers. You can. The stickers are so weird. Like not bad weird. Just I don't know. It feels like they've got universal ones for every channel. Shame I can't put my own emojis or something there. But thanks very much. How good is Callum Wilson for the next year? I literally just spoken about that. If you rewind back a tiny bit, if he plays all three and Newcastle do well, great. West Brom and Fulham, job done. Job done. Now people have picked me up on saying job done. It's all I can say. It's all I can say. Okay. Thoughts on Giroud? Look, if Giroud keeps starting, love him. He's a really good price, and I'm going to monitor him. But if Tammy Abraham started the next game, or I don't know, one of the next three, would I be surprised? I just don't know if I want another rotation-prone player in my team. That's what put me off. Is Greenwood a good option? I wouldn't go there. Certainly not this week. You just don't even know if he's going to start week in, week out. Like, it could be like when they're all fit, like Martial, Cavani, Rashford front three. You just don't know. Business Cat will find a way to get you emojis. I can have custom emojis for the members of the channel. I just never got around to making any. But for the stickers, I don't think you can do that. What? I'm at 4 million. Can I make the top 100k? Yeah, of course you can. Merry Christmas to you too. Whatever. Job done. Job done, mate. Innit? KDB or Kane for captain? Definitely Kane. Definitely. Is Matip a good option for a cheap Liverpool defender? Yes. I think he is. He obviously covers the clean sheet, so then all you're worried about is the attacking returns from the fullbacks, which are quite prominent at times. But he does cost a lot less. My only slight worry would be he's not the most injury-proof player. And I do believe there was a game a couple of weeks ago in the Champions League where he was fit, but they just rested him just in case, just because of his injury. Like maybe that's just good management. Like at the end of the day, but yeah, I think he's a okay option. Do think he's an okay option. Like I think around that price, there's not probably Reece James is probably better, but I don't think there's anything really wrong with Matip, to be honest. I kind of like it if you want to cover the Liverpool clean sheets. And look, I don't like the term cover, but I think for defenders, it ain't too bad. You can't cover their attacking returns, but you can cover their clean sheet. Like they all get the same points for the. They all get the same points for the clean sheets. Job done, innit? Aren't you concerned by Reguilon playing right now in the Europa League, which means he'd be benched this weekend? Maybe, but Davies is playing as well. But I do think I am a little bit worried because I'm sure this happened before, and then before like a physical game, it was Burnley, and Reguilon got benched. So we'll see. There's not much I can do about it. If I have to play Lamptey, so be it. I'm certainly not going to transfer him out. Someone asked me just a minute ago, Reguilon or James this week. I'd probably play Reguilon, to be honest. But Reece James long term might be a better option. Do I miss interacting with you when I'm not streaming? Absolutely. It's all I think about. When's the next stream coming? I can't wait till Sunday 9:15 already. Will Wilson start? It looks like he probably will, but until we hear more from Steve Bruce, not gonna know for sure. Thoughts on Dyer? Should I go cheaper? I think in terms of again covering Spurs defence, who I've just kept 4 clean sheets in a row, not a bad option. I think for expected goals conceded for the season, I think they're 5th best team so far. So pretty good. Pretty good. Cancelo or Lamptey? If it's to play this week, I would definitely go Cancelo. Record points total in this FPL season? Not sure, to be honest. Points don't matter. Just depends if you win or not, you know. Have I spoken about Salah yet? Just once or twice, yeah. Once or twice. Mostly to the early part of the stream. And a little bit throughout the whole thing, basically. Should I transfer out Calvert-Lewin for Wilson to fund Dyer? I mean, depends. I mean, in short, no. I don't think you need to actively look to fund Dyer, but it depends who you're upgrading, I guess, and if it's for free or not. Glad you still got the wild card in the back pocket. It could be amazing. People have been saving that wild card for game week 16. I'm really interested to know what kind of state I would be in. I feel like since my wild card, I've done okay. I wildcarded in game week 5, and I went from 460k, 8k to 204. But since then, over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, I've only gone up what's that, 40k, nearly 38k, something like that. Because I went down straight away, then back up, then back up, then back down. So I don't know whether I'm happy with the wild card or not. But in game week 4, this was my team. So I had De Bruyne in place, but he got injured, didn't he? Look, let's be honest. I cocked up by. The funny thing is, I chased Morpay's price to get him. So before he went up to 6.6, and in the end, I sold him for 6.4. So I ended up losing money on him anyway. So yeah, I cocked up by making my transfers early. Because if I hadn't moved, I would have just done De Bruyne to Son because he got injured, and so I would have had Salah, Son. I don't know how long would I have been holding on to Jimenez, Foden, Rodriguez, but then Adams did really well, so I would have been up on points there. Calvert-Lewin's still gone well. I don't know, part of me thinks I did mess up with a wild card, but at the same time, it kind of, I don't know, chilled me out a bit with transfers. I've only taken 1 hit since, and I got a green arrow. So I don't know what to make of it. I always think these things, I always think it's very hard to measure because people would have kept their wild card. And if they do well, the narrative will be everyone should have kept their wild card. But you make different decisions once it's been done, you know? I know no one actually asked me that, but there you go. Off on a tangent is what we do best here. Thoughts on Bielsa revealing his starting 11? What a legend. Favourite manager in the Premier League. I wish they all did that. Morpay, yeah. Why did we not start with that breaking news? Morpay is no longer on penalties. Gross is now the #1 penalty taker at Brighton. We should have a minute's silence for Morpay, really, for losing his penalties. Vivian, Jesus for Werner. If it's Jesus to Werner, I think it's okay, but Jesus then has West Brom, and if he starts that West Brom game, it could be great. If it's Werner to Jesus, then definitely not this week, because Werner's got the better fixture. Irish Maverick, how's it going? Robertson will pay Ziyech for a -8 to get... Hang on, Robertson will pay and Ziyech out, is it? For a -8 to get Salah? I'm not sure about -8s now, especially Robertson out. I mean, Morpay and Ziyech out is good. -8, I don't know. I feel like there's maybe a better way to do it. See if there's another way you can do it. Seamus, how's it going? Would I start Cresswell versus Leeds or Taylor versus Arsenal? Definitely Cresswell, I think. But Arsenal are awful and Leeds love to attack. Yeah, you're right. I'd probably start Cresswell, though, to be honest. I think there's just a bit more upside potential. I think both teams might concede. Will there be a Q&A stream before Tuesday? So, content-wise next week, for next game week, it will be stream Sunday evening, as always. Game week will be finished. Monday team selection, probably the game week, probably Monday morning team selection, Monday evening preview, and then I might even do Captaincy on Tuesday if I can fit it in. I'll see what I feel like, and then deadline stream on Tuesday as well. There won't be a Sunday stream and a Q&A stream and a deadline. I'll skip the Q&A stream, basically. I guess the deadline stream's a bit like that. That's my current plan, subject to change, etc., etc. Tom Jordan, Diaz or Cancelo in? Diaz safer option. Yeah, I would just get Diaz at this point. If you get a Man City defender, I think Diaz, and that's it. Zach TV is Welbeck an option. He's definitely an option. All jokes aside, I think for his price up front, he's probably the best option unless Benteke is genuinely back to his best now. I think it'd probably go Welbeck though for his price. So I think he's okay. If you didn't have Salah, would you still look to bring him in? I think it would depend how easy I could bring him in. If I could do it for free, I probably still would, to be honest. For a hit, it's a tougher decision. It's really hard to say when I don't own him. Did you say you used to work for EA? If so, what did you do? I did loads. Did loads of different stuff. My last job was basically working on the forums for FIFA. That was my last job. But I did a bunch of stuff before that. A bunch of stuff. Okay, let me see if we've got anything else. I think most of it's now. I think most of it's going to be the same stuff. Diaz or Konza? What to play this week? Probably Konza against Wolves with no Jimenez. It was great actually. Jimenez was at the training ground. Was at Wolves training ground yesterday, so it's good to see him back up on his feet. Obviously not playing yet, but hopefully that won't take too long to happen. Clickbait. Don't think so. Please don't upload the captain video on Tuesday. I'll be knee deep at work for the deadline. Well, if you're going to be knee deep at work, I won't do it. But in all seriousness, in all seriousness, if it's not Tuesday, it won't happen because Monday, like team selection is more important. Even though the game week preview is genuinely not as well watched necessarily as some of the others, I quite like doing it. I think it's one of the best ones I do, so I like doing that. Someone's super chat about Ings because he's not seeing all the comments asking if he's a good option. I've not seen any of those ones. If someone asks it, no, I'm only messing. Look, to be fair, I've spoken about Ings. I don't know if I think he is a good option this week. If he starts, he probably will. But I don't know if I'd rush to go out and get him. Like, it's Arsenal and Man City after this game week, so I probably wouldn't get him, personally. There you go. 45 minutes in, I already mentioned Salah 47 times. There you go. I don't think that's that bad, to be honest. I have a feeling you were actually counting as well. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it there. I don't think there's too many other questions. We've not really already covered all the main stuff anyway. So yeah, we'll leave it there. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button. I'll just do a quick shout out to Patreon, by the way. If you've not checked it out, link in the description below. Slack access, WhatsApp access. There'll be a Q&A over there tomorrow morning as well. And everyone that signs up goes up on the Legends Wall as well. So thank you very much to everyone that is signed up or is thinking about signing up. There is a link in the description below if you want to check that out. And on your way out, when I do finally click off the stream, please do make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you're new around here as well. If you haven't already, we're closing in on 124k on our way to 125k. Am I buying FIFA 21? I've already got it. Got it free. Happy days. Happy days. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with a deadline stream. There's no other videos tomorrow. It's just the deadline stream. And like I said, I'll be back Sunday, Monday, Tuesday before the next deadline. There'll be a lot of stuff to talk about, I'm sure. And maybe I'll get Bruno Fernandes in Game Week 13. We'll have to wait and see. There's probably going to be chaos in Game Week 12. Salah not to start, then he'll come on, get injured or something. I don't know. And then my whole feelings about my team will change. So we'll see. I'm not looking to make any transfers, that's for sure. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, that's probably it. Will Salah start? Let's end on will Salah start. I think so, but I'm not 100% confident on it. All right, I'm going to leave it there. thank you very much. Go and hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you tomorrow at 5:30. Oh, by the way, if you haven't already, if you want to go and check out some more FPL content, go and search for FPL Black Box. In fact, I will just get the link now. Go and say, go and say hi to As and Mark and who else have they got on? Didn't read my comment after I commented countless times, so I'm going to unlike the video. Go for it. All engagement is good engagement. Thank you very much. Right, there you go. Go and check out Black Box if you want to watch some more FPL content. Otherwise, I am off. I will see you tomorrow at 5:30. Enjoy the rest of your evening and good luck with your Salah decisions.